Hi guys, in this video I'm going to discuss on Pythagorean Theorem. So the Pythagorean Theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. Now if we're going to have a right triangle here, this is the hypotenuse, this is opposite the right angle, hypotenuse. Then the legs are the other two sides of the triangle. Now, if we're going to have the theorem, we can let these two legs here as A and B, and we can let the hypotenuse as C. Now, using the theorem, we can say that the square of the hypotenuse is C here, so we can have that one as C squared, square of the hypotenuse, equals the sum of the squares of the legs. So we have here the legs as A and B, so we're going to square the two and add. So we're going to have A squared plus B squared. So using this theorem here or formula, we can find the legs and the hypotenuse based on what is asked on the given problem. Let's have some examples here. So example number 1, we have here the figure. We have here the hypotenuse C and the legs as A and B. Now if A equals 5 and B equals 12, what is C or what is the hypotenuse? So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the formula A squared plus B squared equals C squared, or you can interchange the 2C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Now A here is 5, so we're going to have 5 squared. Then plus B here is 12 equals C squared. So 5 squared is 25. Then 12 squared is 144. This is equal to C squared. So 25 plus 144 is 169. So we're going to have 169 equals C squared. Now extracting the square roots here, extract the square root of C squared and 169, we can have the value of C equal to 13. So C here is equal to 13. Okay, another example, let's have number 2. This is the figure here. D, the hypotenuse, E and F are the legs. Now if E is equal to 8 centimeters, this is 8 here. F equals 15, this is 15 here. How long is D? So we're going to find the length of the hypotenuse D. So we're going to use the formula C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So C squared is the hypotenuse here, so we're going to have D squared equals E squared plus F squared. So legs are E and F. So D squared equals E is equal to 8. So 8 cm squared. Then plus F is 15. So we're going to have 15 cm squared. So D squared equals 8 cm squared will be 64 cm squared. Then 15 cm squared, or 15 times 15, that will be 225 cm squared. Then D squared here, so 64 plus 225, that will be 289 cm squared. Then extracting the square roots, D here is equal to 208, square root of 289 cm squared is equal to 17 centimeters. The length of D is 17 centimeters. Now let's have example number 3. This is the figure. The legs are P and Q and the hypotenuse is R. Now if R is equal to 5 and P is equal to 3, find Q. So using the formula, this is the hypotenuse here, so we're going to have R squared equals P squared plus q squared. Now r is 5, so we're going to have here 5 squared equals 3 squared plus the unknown q squared. Then 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9, then plus q squared. So transpose 9 to the left side. So we're going to have 25 minus 9 equals q squared. So 25 minus 9 is 16 equals q squared. Then extracting the square roots, we can get q equals square root of 16 is 4. So q, the value of q is equal to 4. Then example number 4, we have here the figure. The legs are x and y, and the hypotenuse is z. Now if x is equal to 4, y equals 5, find z. So we're going to use the formula again. These are the legs here, and this is the hypotenuse. So we're going to have z squared equals x squared plus y squared. So z squared is equal to x is 4, so 4 squared plus y 5 squared. So z squared is equal to 4 squared is 16, then 5 squared is 25, so plus 25. So z squared is equal to 16 plus 25, that will be 41. So z squared equals 41, so extract the square roots. So z is equal to square root of 41. Then example number 5. This is a figure here. A and B are the legs and C is the hypotenuse. Now if C is equal to square root of 85 and A equals 6, find B. So C here is equal to square root of 85. So we're going to have C squared plus A squared plus B squared, the formula. So C is square root of 85, so we're going to have square root of 85 squared equals A is 6 squared plus B squared. Square root of 85 squared is 85, then 6 squared is 36, then plus B squared. Then transpose 36 to the left side, so we're going to have 85 minus 36 plus B squared. 85 minus 36, that will be 49. Then this is equal to B squared. Then extract the square roots. Square root of 49 is 7. Then square root of B squared is B. So B is equal to 7. So I hope this video helped you. If you have questions about the topic, please comment down below, and see you next time.